Okay, remember that they are changing my voice. This video is about Psalm 3. It's very short. We'll probably get into Psalm 4, which is a very potent chapter in Psalms. It says, a Psalm of David when he fled from Absalom. Lord, how many are my foes? How many rise up against me? Many are saying of me, God will not deliver him. But you, Lord, are a shield around me, my glory, the one who lifts my head high. I call out to the Lord, and he answers me from his holy mountain. I lie down and sleep. I wake again because the Lord sustains me. I will not fear though tens of thousands assail me on every side. Arise, Lord, deliver me, my God. Strike all my enemies on the jaw. Break the teeth of the wicked. From the Lord comes deliverance. May your blessing be on your people. Okay, so notice David is praying that his enemies get spiritually struck on the jaw. That they're struck with the failure to tempt him, the failure to have, tantalizing speech, convincing speech, the failure to persuade unfairly, the failure to exploit people. It says, break their jaw. And we see the word, how the teeth are being used in the Bible, right? We see that the enemy nations are described as a lion whose teeth are consuming everything they come across, and God hands over the Jews to them for their iniquity, and they get chewed on as well as everyone outside the divine order. So they're being used as an example, as a point of reference for what not to do. See, what to do is what Isaiah did, what Hosea did, Habakkuk did, what Amos did and Joel. But what not to do is to rebel against God, is to reject his holy and moral order. So as they rejected the decrees of God, the moral behavior, the conduct of someone who is dedicated to God, God punished them for their iniquity. And the kingdom of heaven was taken, according to the story. So now let's go to Psalm 4. Answer me, Lord, when I call to you, my righteous God. Give me relief from my distress. Have mercy on me and hear my prayer. How long will you people turn my glory into shame? How long will you love delusions and seek false gods? Know that the Lord has set apart his faithful servant for himself. The Lord hears when I call to him. Tremble and do not sin. When you are on your bed, search your hearts and be silent. Offer sacrifices of the righteous and trust in the Lord. Many, Lord, are asking who will bring us prosperity, right? Prospar et a, prosperity. Let the light of your face shine on us. Fill my heart with joy when their grain and new wine abound. In peace I will lie down and sleep, for you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. So we see in Psalm 4, it's building on Psalm 1 and Psalm 2 and Psalm 3. And that's what the stones are about. They're stones that are stones of principle, right? The stone the builder rejected, right? The cornerstone of righteousness and justice. So as Psalms is building, the spiritual builder is building. And the builders of the world rejected the principles and precepts of the builders of God. So the first chapter was about walking with God and what the righteous are like. The second chapter refers to the divine order and what happens to rebels. Their souls and their spirits are dashed to pieces. The nations are dashed to pieces. Psalm 3 talks about how the wicked are spiritually struck, and they're struck down, right? Psalm 2, Psalm 3. And Psalm 4 reveals that the people of the world, not just the Jews, are turning the glory of God into shame, so to speak. Again, so to speak, because they love delusions and seek false gods. They seek the gods of technology, the gods of mere social norms, of fraternities, of nations, of peoples, pagan gods, and what they resemble, what they represent, instead of universal pinpoint moral precision and things forged by God. The word forged is a play on words for God. Now, which God? The one true God or a pagan God? Or Dionysus or Demeter? No, it's the one true God, the God of universal pinpoint moral precision, the God of focused moral intensity, God who is the true God, who tells the truth, who's honest with people. Not the gods of those who are trying to trick people and exploit them and take advantage of them. The Bible has a very important verse, I believe it's Luke 12, verse 57, where it says, why don't you judge for yourselves what is right? Say, why don't you judge for yourselves what is right? So when the wolves in sheep's clothes come, you can see who they are. And you can know not to follow them. You can know that righteousness is greater than wealth because you would be able to judge correctly. Now, part of the answer to that is they didn't come into the divine order. So as they're not in the Spirit of God, as they're not in the way of God, what ends up happening is they can't judge effectively. That's why it's called consent. The word con is in the word consent. Because when people can't think effectively, they don't truly consent to anything. They don't consent to their parents' direction. They don't consent to the offers that are made to them, sexual or otherwise, business offers to join their groups, their church, because they're not thinking correctly. They're not judging with mental clarity. They haven't removed the log from their own eye to see clearly, not only to judge and remove the speck from their brother's eye, but also to judge in terms of their life decisions. The word precision and the word decision are connected. You have to use precision to make the masterful decision. So as we get to Psalm 5, it'll be key. We'll get to that in the next video. I'm going to keep these videos relatively short.